Cheater detected.
Oh, hell no!
Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Hope you're having a great day today. Today we're taking another look at the Lancer and see what has changed since the launch of the DLC. Have you ever wondered if the game could be played on the highest difficulty without a tech or a dock to slow down the enemies? Well, then I have a treat for you. Introducing the Juggernaut!
I'm the Juggernaut!
No, not that one, this one. This build features solid DPS, good AoE damage, and great crowd control that is just brilliant for gently carrying your team to victory. I dare say that this is the most underplayed, underrated, yet most overpowered Lancer build in the entire game. And with that, let's dive right in and look at the abilities. The first ability is the Particle Lance, but we'll be taking the Particle Pulse Replacer perk for it. The Particle Pulse shoots up to 3 smaller particle lances that can be fired one at a time. Each pulse penetrates all enemies in its path and stuns them for up to 2 seconds. That is an up to 6-second stun right off the bat. The next ability is Onslaught. Onslaught immediately reloads your current weapon and allows your weapon to use the max ammo pool instead of the clip while increasing your weapon damage and damage resistance. That means that during the entire duration of Onslaught, we never have to reload. The downside is, however, that you lose 20% fire rate and movement speed during the effect. Not a huge downside if you can maintain a privileged position. The reduction in fire rate can also be compensated with perks from the perk grid and attachments for your chosen weapon. And lastly, we have Overwatch. Overwatch grants us a stacking buff for every second we stand still or are in cover. Each stack increases accuracy, stability, and damage by 3% per stack and can stack up to 5 times for a total of 15%. This is a really good way for increasing our damage as long as we stand still, because movement causes us to lose 1 stack per second we move. However, we can mediate that problem with perks from the perk grid. But before we head into the perk grid, only a small number of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. If you like this video and want to see more like it, please face hug that subscribe button. It's free and would really help out a small chest burster like myself. Thanks. Diving into the perk grid, let's first go over the passive Overwatch. For Overwatch, we are taking the Omniscience perk with us. It maximizes our stacks to 6 and allows us to keep our stacks for 3 seconds while moving. This gives us up to 18% damage increase and helps us be a little bit more liberal with our movement. Going over the Particle Lance, the first thing we'll see is the Particle Pulse Replacer perk for it. First thing we're gonna do is add Disrupting Radiation to it. Disrupting Radiation slows enemies struck by our Particle Pulse by 40% for 5 seconds, giving us a handy little CC ability to keep the Horde at bay. Now, you might be thinking, what, 40%? That's nothing. Get out of here. Well, what if I told you we could easily get to 105% slow? But more on that later. Let's continue first. Since our Particle Pulse can store up to 3 charges and has a relatively low cooldown, we can pretty much spam these pulses. And for that reason, I feel that the Rapid Assessment perk benefits the most from this ability. Every time we shoot our pulse, which is a lot, we gain max stacks of Overwatch, increasing our Overwatch damage to 18% with every pulse. And since we can spam these pulses, that means that we'll practically never lose all of our stacks, and if we do, we're just 1 pulse away from gaining them all again. And since we now have a good, consistent way of stunning the enemies, taking down and out with us will increase our damage output tremendously. Don't forget, we stun up to 3 times for 2 seconds. That's up to 6 seconds of uninterrupted 20% extra damage increase on top of the 18% we're already getting by gaining max stacks of Overwatch through Rapid Assessment. And to gain even more damage, we have Onslaught with us for an additional 20% increase for when you just need to kill that target. And if a total of 58% damage isn't enough, don't worry, because we're taking Tenacious with us as well. Tenacious allows Onslaught to last 20% longer and grants us an additional 5% damage on top for a juicy 63% damage increase against Big Red Elites, while they just sit there like target dummies because of our Particle Pulse's stun. And if they do get close, it's fine, because we can backtrack without losing our damage because of Relentless Advance. While Onslaught is up, we don't lose any Overwatch stacks. This means that during Overwatch, we always have at least a 43% damage increase. And to be able to use Overwatch more often, we're also taking Rapid Deployment and a Quick Charge 2 mod with us. This lowers the cooldown by 15 seconds. Now, we have a lot of damage increasing abilities, but all those increases need to go somewhere. The best way to deal damage in this game is still gonna be with your weapon. In our case, it'll be our heavy weapon. So we're taking heavy weapon perks with us to increase our potency. Take the Demo Heavy Training for more max ammo and reload speed, Demo Heavy Expertise for more weapon damage and radius, Demo Heavy Mastery for more fire rate and stability. The faster you fire, the higher your DPS, and Lancer Heavy Expertise for even more fire rate and reload speed. And now you know what time it is. It's time to tally everything up. So, when everything in the perk crit procs, we get 18% extra stability, 18% extra accuracy, 20% extra duration on our Onslaught, 33% cooldown reduction on our Onslaught, 63% extra weapon damage, and a way to gain max Overwatch stacks by simply pressing a spammable button. But that's not all. We give our heavy weapon 10% extra damage on top of the 63 we gained earlier, another 15% extra stability on top of the 18 we gained earlier, 15% extra weapon radius, 20% extra max ammo, 30% extra reload speed, and 30% extra fire rate. But wait, there's more! We give our team 3 stuns and a slow through our particle pulses. Talking about the slow, remember how I said we could easily get to 105% slow? Well, we get that through our heavy weapon, actually. Unfortunately for this build, we can only take one heavy weapon, and that is the Vajra. No other heavy weapon synergizes quite as well with this build. The reason for that is the level 4 perk of the gun. Enemies hit are slowed by 5% and take 1% additional damage for 10 seconds. This can stack up to 3 times. This already increases our weapon damage to 76% in total, and increases our 40% slow to 55% slow. To get to the promised 105%, we'll need to look at the barrel, which is the Miller Twist rifling mod. Aside from giving us extra stability and handling, the Miller Twist rifling also gives us a 20% chance to slow enemies by 50% for 10 seconds. Adding that to our 55 from earlier, that is effectively 105%. Boom! Now, 20% chance might not sound like a lot, but given the Vajra's fire rate and AoE damage, it actually procs more often than you'd think. Add to that the stuns and the increase in damage, we're looking at one hell of a Lancer. The other attachments for the Vajra are the expanded reserves for more max ammo and reload speed, and the deep railed armature for even more reload speed and max ammo. The reason why we're taking these attachments is because the Vajra is your bread and butter. Having no ammo means you can no longer effectively slow the horde, so taking as much max ammo with us as possible is very important to us. As is the reload speed, because while reloading, you are no longer slowing down the horde. Having as little reload time as possible mitigates that problem. But when it comes to CQWs, we have a lot more options. However, when it comes to maximizing our damage, I do recommend the Heirloom Standoff. The Heirloom Standoff is the only shotgun that can take the polygonal rifling attachment, and the 20% fire rate mitigates the fire rate loss from Onslaught. This is going to be your big red elite slayer. Hit them with particle pulses and the Vajra till they get close, and then switch to the Heirloom and activate Onslaught for a quick kill. Polygonal rifling also debuffs the enemy, having them take 10% more damage from all sources. This includes your teammates, so we can add a 10% damage buff to our list of things we give our allies. The other attachments are the Assault Brake for more fire rate, accuracy, and stability, and a Combat Actuator for more fire rate, stability, and handling. Since we're only using the Heirloom during Onslaught, there is no reason to take Expanded Reserves, as we don't reload while Onslaught is in effect. However, a lot of other CQWs also work with Onslaught to deliver a powerful burst of damage. Guns like the Japer, the Medved, the Pump Shotty, the Vol, the Tactical Shotgun, the Auto Shotgun, and the Barrage Flechette. For the Japer, go with the Compensator for more fire rate and stability, Casket Magazines for more fire rate and max ammo, and a Hybrid Sight for more accuracy and weak point damage. For the Medfit, go with the Assault Brake, Combat Actuator, and a Hybrid Sight. For the Pump Shotty, go with the Assault Brake, Composite Assembly, and a Hybrid Sight. For the Vol and Barrage Flechette, go with the Compensator, Tactical Mag, and a Hybrid Sight. For the Tactical Shotgun, go with the Assault Brake, Casket Magazines, and a Laser Sight. And for the Auto Shotgun, go with the Assault Brake, Casket Magazines, and a Hybrid Sight. Remember, we are not taking reload speed on our CQWs. These guns are primarily for fighting big red elites with our Onslaught ability when they get close. For the rest, use the Vajra. And for consumables, always go with Cryogrids for more CC and a Vulnerability Assessment Drone for more team-wide DPS. If someone else is taking drones, you can swap yours out for hardened electroshock turrets. And this is the Juggernaut. Defensively sound, unequaled in crowd control, and when on the offensive, best used as a hammer, striking against an anvil. But you need to know when to strike. Strike too early and you'll lose your buffs. Strike too late and you'll risk a wipe. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more Aliens Fireteam Elite builds, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss another upload. And I'll see you when I see you.